Hey guys, welcome back to another squat rack session with me, John Le Toc. This video is about making it impossible to turn back. Often that is the only way you're ever going to achieve those big scary goals. Often what we see is we're starting on this point and we know we need to get to this point. So we start moving along and then something bad happens and you start doubting yourself. You start wondering if you've got the skills or the money or the strength, whatever the goal is, you start doubting yourself. And it's then very easy to head back to the shore and get back to the comfortable life, the life that you know you can handle, you know you've got enough money, you know you're fit enough to do that. Let's say, if we're talking fitness, let's say you have the capability to run 5k. Then you say, right, I'm going to run a marathon, so we've got 26.2 miles. So we start doing the training and get a bit of an ankle injury, or you start finding excuses like I haven't got enough time. You keep going back to the comfortable point. I'll just stick with the 5k. And you start justifying why it's okay to stay there. And the reason you can do that is because it's possible to turn back. If it's possible to turn back, then that is often the choice we're going to make. So the key here is, like I said, make it impossible to turn back. And there's different ways that you can do that. For instance, when we cycled across America, it was one of those challenges where when we were halfway and we were struggling, people were saying, don't cycle through the Rockies, it's going to be too cold, it's going to snow. We didn't have a choice. We either carried on and did the second half, or it was going to be just as difficult getting all the way back. Also, we had our flights booked at the other end. So we made that commitment, we paid the money, we told people what we were doing, and that put the pressure on to get it done. And that is one of the most important things about all this, is the accountability factor. Sometimes we set goals and in our mind we're not quite sure if we can actually achieve that. So we think, well, I'll keep it to myself and I'll see how things go. And I see this with people trying to lose weight. I see it with people trying to run a marathon. They don't tell anyone what they're doing. Okay, if you don't tell anyone what you're doing, like I said, it's very easy to turn back. So the easiest thing you can do, it's not necessarily the easiest thing, the most powerful thing you can do is get an element of accountability in there. You can do that by hiring a coach who's going to test you on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, be checking up on your nutrition, be looking at your training record. That's one way for accountability. The other thing you can do is get a training partner, because you don't want to let them down. If you turn up as you're building up, you get to start getting to your 10-mile runs here, and you're thinking, oh, I really don't want to do this. If you know you're going out for a run with someone else, you're less likely to let them down than you are to let yourself down. It's a common human trait. Or simply, you can just tell everybody about it. So when you're doing your marathon, if you put it all over Facebook and start collecting sponsorship, and people are promising you money to get it finished, then it's going to give you that impetus. But none of us like to let other people down, or we don't like to be seen to let ourselves down in public. So if you can actually voice your goals, get your goals out there, and ask people to push you towards them. So rather than saying to me in the pub, go on, have a few more pints, go on, have a bit of cake, you'll be fine, I want you to give me the support. I want you to push me on, and I want you to keep me accountable and not let me off the hook. Okay, so there's many, many different ways to make it impossible to turn back. Really depends what the challenge is and what your goal is. If you've got an MMA fight or a Muay Thai fight, that's your goal, the best thing is to book a date. Say to yourself, yeah, I want to be part of that event on a certain date, and then you know you have to be in shape for that date. So those days when you don't want to train, you just want to sleep in a bit, you know you've got to get up and work hard, or you're going to be in trouble at the event. Okay, so this video has been about making it impossible to turn back. You can find more videos like this at johnletoc.com.